Una where they watch me, this na quick message on the mpox sick na salon where they come out from Liberty Online TV. As of today, the case them na salon just they go up. For make sure so you not get this sick, National Public Health Agency don't say before wash we and all time avoid baku shaken and up and not go near person where get the signs them of mpox. And safe, if you sabi anybody will get eye fever or rash and body, make him rush go na hospital one time. This message come to you from Liberty Online TV.
A nation forged in resilience from the ashes of the 11 years brutal civil war through the shadows of Ebola, COVID-19, and the mudslide. Sierra Leone rises, but the journey is far from over. Governance strain. Youth demand more. Women demand more. 60% in poverty. But what if the solutions lie not in silence, but in dialogue? This is not another talk show. This is State of the Nation, where every voice feels change. From Freetown to Kono, we are turning debates into action. No script, no spin, just Sierra Leoneans rewriting their future together. So we bring you a movement not just to speak, but to be heard. Speak out. All power to account. This is your nation. This is your voice. This is State of the Nation. Only on Liberty TV on Facebook, YouTube, and on www.libertytvonline.com. Every month, the last Sunday, 7 to 9 p.m. Tune in. The nation is watching.
I think currently I have a thing for Vicky Remo.
Hello viewers, we don't bring different content then to you, and we know the tire for make the content then where you like. And now we dey bring fun and shorts with Adri. This na game show also your favorite celebrity, social media influencers, students, and other people play game they like, truth and shorts, charades, riddles, and other game then where you self go learn from. This content will come to you every Sunday, 9 o'clock na net. Now all the Liberty Online TV social media platforms then.
She chose number one. She's always number one.
Period.
On top.
Period. On top.
Yeah, man.
So not miss out. Join me for laugh with your favorite celebrity and social media influencers then. Surprise on the mix.
For the news we take around, log into Liberty TV online. Positively we bring the change. They get the masses involved. Staffs them everywhere. We climb the mountain just to get the news. We go down the slums to get the views. Hi, yeah, hey. Voices come. Hi, yeah, hey. Credibility, now we ability news, give the views, it's the way you want them. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. We human them, God picking, there's a get power. He count on me, he count on me anyhow. Give the news, give the views, it's the way you want them. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. Human them, God begin the security power. If you call on me, count on me anyhow. Liberty we ride, like a nigga we fly. Liberty TV there before. Oh, mountain just to get the news. Oh. We go down the slums to get the views. Hi, yeah, voices down. Hi, yeah, give the news, give the views, the tell where you want them. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. We human them, girl picking, let's get the power. He count on me, he count on me anyhow. Give the news, give the views, the tell where you want them. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. We human them, girl picking, let's get the power. He call on me, count on me anyhow. Speak free and fearless, inclusive journalism. Speak free and fearless, inclusive journalism.
A nation forged in resilience from the ashes of the 11 years brutal civil war through the shadows of Ebola, COVID-19, and the mudslide. Sierra Leone rises, but the journey is far from over. Governance strain. Youth demand more. Women demand more. 60% in poverty. But what if the solutions lie not in silence, but in dialogue? This is not another talk show. This is State of the Nation, where every voice feels change. From Freetown to Kono, we are turning debate into action. No script, no spin, just Sierra Leoneans rewriting their future together. So we bring you a movement not just to speak, but to be heard. Speak out. All power to account. This is your nation. This is your voice. This is State of the Nation. Only on Liberty TV on Facebook, YouTube, and on www.libertytvonline.com. Every month, the last Sunday, 7 to 9 p.m. Tune in. The nation is watching.
Hello, una where they watch me. This na quick message on the Mpox sick na salon where they come out from Liberty Online TV. As of today, the case them na salon just they go up. For make sure so you not get this sick, National Public Health Agency don't say before once we an all time avoid bakush shakan and all and not go near a person where get the signs them of Mpox. And safe, if you sabi anybody will get eye fever or rash and body, make in rush go na hospital one time. This message will come to you from Liberty Online TV.
I think currently I have a thing for Vicky Remo.
Hello viewers, we don't dey bring different content then to you, and we not dey tire for make the content then where you like. And now we dey bring fun and shorts with Adri. This na game show also your favorite celebrity, social media influencers, students, and other people to play game they like, truth and shorts, charades, riddles, and other game then where you self go learn from. This content will come to you every Sunday, 9 o'clock na net. Now all the Liberty Online TV social media platforms then.
She chose number one. She's always number one.
Period.
On top.
Period. On top.
Yeah, man.
So not miss out. Join me for laugh with your favorite celebrity and social media influencers then.
Good morning, viewers, and welcome to another edition of the Breakfast Show, where they come to you live from Liberty Online TV, where they stream on Facebook, YouTube, and also now our website, where they powered by Orange Sierra Leone. We will bring this program of the Breakfast Show come to you this Thursday morning. Mina Khadija Bangura.
And Mina Mabel Kaba. Good morning. Today is Thursday, the 26th day of June, 2025. Inside this edition of the Breakfast Show today, if you've been following we yesterday edition, we been get property owner them were affected by the demolition na Black Johnson. We been raised concern and make allegations them inside yesterday Breakfast Show. Also, they make mention of the Ministry of Lands, the Ministry of Fisheries, where according to them, now them people are responsible for the demolition, where then say they not been get prior notice to what happen with pull them property them. Well, now this edition of the Breakfast Show today, we they can bring you the side of the Ministry of Lands, whose role then gets in all of this, and also the Ministry of Fisheries, whose role then self-play for them people here them property them, where they don't lost now, and waiting exactly they happen now the Black Johnson community for Saga, the fishing harbour, where then say them for open day. All the questions that we get regarding this, go get answers to inside this edition of the Breakfast Show.
Well, this and plenty other issues them we go look at inside this edition of the Breakfast Show as we get representative them from the Ministry of Lands and also the Ministry of Fisheries, where we can talk how government reached to the decision say them for demolish the structures them where they find demolish now the Black Johnson and Big Eye Water. As yesterday na the edition of the Breakfast Show been talked to somebody we been get a resort, also display the pictures them how the resorts been talek and how they don't demolish, and also we get the Secretary General for the Black Johnson Landowners Organization, where na Jonathan Kojomama himself being talk their own perspective of how this issue come. Well, Liberty TV will continue for look inside this issue and today will bring una the relevant stakeholder them for can explain that the public self will get a clear understanding how government reached to that particular decision day. We will continue with the Breakfast Show and we will look at another issue first before we can look at the issues we get for do with the Black Johnson community and the Big Eye community.
Right, let me just quickly go now the All People's Congress APC party where yesterday been get a monthly press briefing where they can hold also they can update the public on national issues them. Yesterday the one way then be hold, then we talk about the PR system of election where the country been used in 2023. Also the party Secretary General Lansana Dumbuya Esquire been raised concern say the APC party no go agree for this system of election again. Let me just watch as Al Hassan Kuruma go report on this.
Every month, the APC member of parliament them can hold press conference for update the public about waiting on the happen at parliament and serve some national issues them. Where even the talk inside this press conference, the National Secretary General for the APC party, Lansana Dumbuya, say the party they work for say the PR system not work inside the next elections.
That the All People's Congress party rejects the continued imposition of proportional representation system as the basis of our electoral democracy. We firmly advocate for the restoration of the constituency-based electoral system, which is the constitutionally provided electoral system, and which is also the most democratic, transparent, and constitutionally sound method for electing members of parliament and fostering true representation.
Inside a young talk, the opposition whip na parliament, Honorable Abdul Karim Kamara, said the PR system they tap plenty young people for come inside politics.
If you use a PR system, you they deprive the young people for going into politics. Take for example Gambia when we come out. If na PR, anybody who want to be candidates need for transverse all the 10 chiefdoms of the district. So if you are a nurse, a practicing nurse, a teacher, a journalist, within a particular chiefdom, where that chiefdom they say for example na Masopala, you don't serve them people and they from where you young, say you don't 40 years that they serve. And the people think say because you don't serve them, you are a better representation. For let them say you can't parliament, you no go get that opportunity there because the people of Mambo don't serve you. The people of Samu don't serve you. And if you decide for going to the area, then the politics will be very expensive for young people. So with the PR system, now people will establish the political parties that they get advantage for represent districts and not the one the way the people they want.
We himself been the talk, the deputy leader too for the APC in Parliament, Honorable Aaron Kuma, explain about the challenge them where they inside the PR system.
When they have to stand up in Parliament, when they will come to me and start down the house, and make sure they do proper consultation. The same thing and Kuma do in between the telling. We have a fixed majority, but then when there is a stand off, before we fence, Parliament is stand down. We do proper confrontation, we listen to the views of the minority, we incorporate them and make progress. That's the election should be wrong. And this should be the expectation of the ECOWAS when they expect the country for the world. We cannot wait for either moment than now. For now we see the other side of you, when we show say Sierra Leone is home of true democracy, no giving export other parts of the world. If I want for a day, last day, on all Sierra Leoneans. But this is not a fight for the APC or for just the alone, but this is a fight for all Sierra Leoneans, because the people we are representing are all of you, and all of you that are listening and are sitting here now. You are the people we are fighting for.
The deputy leader for the APC in Parliament, Honorable Daniel Brahma Kuruma, end up say the party go ensure say they use all election law them, and for say the government used the 1991 constitution and allow the rule of law for work proper one. For Liberty Online TV, Al Hassan Kuruma the report.
All right, we dey continue with the breakfast show. We dey come to you live from Liberty Online TV. We dey stream na Facebook, YouTube, and also na we website. We dey powered by Orange Sierra Leone. Earlier we tell una say we dey continue for look inside the issues we start yesterday. They all get for do with the Black Johnson community and also the Big Guy community. Usai yesterday we host two different representatives. Them the one na be the Secretary General for the Black Johnson community, we na Jonathan Kojo Mama, and also Abdullahi Dumbuya, we na a property owner, na him been get the Yenga Resort, na the Black High community himself been talk about in property them, we they don't demolish. And if you all remember, sometime back inside 2021, His Excellency the President been sign an agreement with the Chinese government to say then get a grant of $250 million for develop a fish harbour na the Black Johnson community. Well, according to information we reach Liberty TV na that the authority them don't get engagement with the people that we get property them na this particular area outside the fish harbour get for happen, and then begin negotiation and then suppose for pull them outside and they carry them go other side and save give them compensation. But according to waiting the people and say yesterday, all of this not happen. The authority them from the Ministry of Lands and that of the Ministry of Fisheries allegedly then say then just go and start for demolish them property them without say not talk to them and safe not give them side for go back and give them the compensation. When that's make with the carry the authority then today from the Ministry of Fisheries and that of the Ministry of Land for letting go explain how government reached to this point for make this decision say then for demolish them property here. Now the studio we get Abdul Fonti, we in the Public Relations Officer from the Ministry of Lands, so you can give you the perspective of the Ministry of Lands, and also they expect the Acting Director of Fisheries we go join we just now when Sheku Sie himself you can tell we from the Ministry of Fisheries and perspective. Good morning, Fonti, and good to see you.
Good morning, Liberty, and it's a pleasure for me for come now on palace for the first time.
All
yes,
right.
It's a palace.
Yesterday will be host an affected person we in resorts calm down. We get the clips, so we'll put them up for you at some point for let you go see, and also we will get the Secretary General for the Black Johnson Land Owners Association. They make plenty allegation them. Firstly, let we go back to who side this decision begin from the Ministry of Lands, then your angle.
All right, plenty thank you to you. And for this opportunity, we onagi the ministry for make we safe as a government institution get we own side hard in all of this discussion about the demolition and the, say, generally the fish harbour project na Black Johnson. Like how you say, let me go from the start. We be in a situation as Sierra Leone, usai we get good water, we get plenty good fishes them, and then we be even the export fish them from Sierra Leone. But these exports not be ever they happen directly, because we not be get the harbour, we not be get the laboratories, we not be get the equipment them for able for test and certify the fish here so for meet the international standard. We go prove say the fish here so across the world you go able for export them, and the people them across the world go able for consume them. So waiting be the happen, Sierra Leone be the take we fish and other marine products them to other countries, and other countries they do the test, now they do the certification, and you go imagine the expenses that it takes for take we own fish, then I also send it to their country day, and at the end of the day, most of that money they go to their country day, because now they get the know-how, now they get the equipment them for able for handle their things day, so that we go able for export them. So in a nutshell, Salon no be they make money as far as the exports on our fish and other marine resources they're concerned. So that is how we come to a point usai the government get discussion with the international partners them, and we be signed up to this agreement some 4 years ago for make we get a fish harbour. And when you talk about fish harbour, it is the sole or the primary responsibility of the Ministry of Fisheries and Marine Resources for take the lead in that particular project there. So that is how the Ministry of Fisheries and Marine Resources be get in touch with their own experts them we know waiting for do in terms of feasibility studies, for look around and identify within a the suitable location for make they able for do this fish harbour. So that is how they end up go through around the peninsula, all the water riverine areas na the peninsula, and they therefore come to the conclusion say Black Johnson na the most suitable location for do this according to waiting they want for do na this fish harbour. So that was where now the Ministry of Lands comes in as the ministry responsible for land management na Sierra Leone. The Ministry of Fisheries began for approach we officially and ask say the experts them don't go look and they don't see a location at Black Johnson. So the ministry supposed for come in and go do we own land management work, which is primarily for go check within at the status of that land there. Status in a sense whether na state land or na private land. And then the ministry began for go, we do joint site visits them with the officials from the Ministry of Fisheries and Marine Resources, and also the experts them, and we all go look and we identify say this land here so firstly not so state land at all. A land we they in the custody of private individuals. But we get what we call the Public Lands Act, Cap 116. And that Public Lands Act they get several provisions them we give the government of Sierra Leone the power if they want for utilize any land na Sierra Leone, whether it's a state land or land where they in the custody of private individuals, you get steps them, procedures where you get for fala, for able for acquire that land there, so that the state go able for use them for development purposes. So we be get for invoke the Public Lands Act. And we make sure say as Ministry of Lands, we follow each and every one of the procedures them we involved in that Public Lands Act. One of the procedures that in our engagement, especially so when our private people them get their properties there. We begin for get several engagements there jointly with the ministry where they take the lead in that activity when at the Ministry of Fisheries. We get joint engagements with the community people them. And during the engagements there so we clearly tell the community people them what the government wants for do with that land there, because now so the law provide. You know, they just can't tell them, say, governments need the land. They tell them specifically waiting the government will do with that land there, and waiting at the provisions them within at the law for protect the rights of the people them as far as the procedures are concerned for acquire that land there. We the nutshell of it and get for do with compensation at the end of the day. So we begin for do all of that. We identify the stretch of land, we survey them, we do a report as the law we now the Public Lands Act Cap 116 provide. We do an official report, and the law provides say that report the Minister of Lands for table that report in our Parliament. And that was exactly what was done in this particular scenario. We take that report the Honourable Minister himself, table that report to Parliament. Parliament began for look at that report there as the people's representative. And the long and short of it, in summary, at the end of the day, no less a personality than His Excellency the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, as a member in a capacity as a member of Parliament, now in supposed for sign off that report there, where they call him a warrant from the head of state. So His Excellency began for sign that warrant there, or say, yes, you guys can go ahead based on waiting the Lands Ministry don't identify, they don't check out the various things them, unaki go ahead. So after the President give that certification there, that it is okay based on the report where the Ministry of Lands sent for make we go ahead using the provisions of the Public Lands Act Cap 116, we began for put out a notice to the general public and particularly to the people then are Black Johnson. Now so the law say also. And that public notice day, now 21 days, we they call on people them where they lay claims to property, whether na land or house, now that particular stretch of land they where the government will use for make they come forward with their claims them that now they get their property there so the government go look into their claims there so and then take the next steps.
The laws them of Sierra Leone,
yes,
where they show if governments want to use land when a private person gets them,
yes,
waiting is supposed for doing. According to you, say on our meetings with the community people them for explain waiting governments want to do with the land.
Yes,
now this meeting, waiting will be the response of the one them we get the land them.
Of course, the response is natural. If you get your property and then somebody waka take them, you go expect say there were several concerns. And that make the law provide say engagement supposed for happen. Because you not go know waiting at the person in attachments to that land day and waiting at the resources or investments with the person or puts in that land day. So there is no doubt that most of the concerns here with the people that they raise now, they don't raise them before. But however, the state be make sure say they look into their concerns here and assure the community people them say there are adequate provisions in terms of your land, in terms of your investments, in terms of the environmental consequences and all of that. We do all of their things there, and then we make sure say at the end of the day nobody no can take your land na you earn by force. Although we the law, now so the law call compulsory acquisition of land. But it don't mean say na by force. It means say the state just get power for take any land for use them at any time following various provisions with the law states for ensure say you adequately compensate the person. So we be follow all of their provisions here. So we put out that notice day for 21 days and not to just notice where we put na radio, television or Facebook. We also gazette them. We put on at the Gazette for say after 21 days, all man for come forward and come show we within in legal claim to that land day. And plenty people they become. Some become through the Ministry of Lands, some go through the Ministry of Fisheries, but we make sure say we gather all of their claims that day and then we look into them. And then where they carry their claims that day, we as the ministry where they in charge for verified documents, we begin for verify their claims that day. Some of their claims that day were fake claims, fake documents here and there, double sales documents here and there, documents the way they come saying a Lands Ministry be sign this land and give me way not to Lands Ministry sign, and documents them we actually get legal claims to their properties that day. So the Ministry of Lands began for look into all of the documents here so and do a second report. We highlight all of their things here so. And that report then now be also include the fact say property that they na this land though, not to just bush, property the day. So if we dey talk about compensation, Ministry of Fisheries when now they take the lead into this, when I get for look into that for compensate the people here so. And some of the people then will become forward during the discussions the way we they get. Some be even say, well, we na land we just get and we don't want the money because they be afraid say where they say compensation, you know go get the exact money where they value for the land. They say make governments just give we other land them. So then the Ministry of Lands, when we on side, the Ministry of Lands go now the same Black Johnson day, we identify plots of land where we be done survey, we don't plot the land the day, and we be done give to the Ministry of Fisheries. And then the fish harbour land also, we make sure say we survey them and convey them officially to the Ministry of Fisheries that una go take this land here so after una don't compensate, after una don't follow the reports where we make in terms of compensation to the people here. And we'll be taking that report then even after the 21 days notice expire. Some other people that be get for come back with property. Some man go say no be their tongue, some man be saying property be there to a lawyer not be there, this and that. They be come back. And the law no make provision for that day at all. Say after the 21 days if somebody can lay claim also. However, na Combra government we get. So the officials there be say, well, this law we bend backwards small. Let we look into their claims here. So maybe for all you know, these are legal, they get genuine reason why make them not become that same day. So we begin for look into the other claims that they will come after the 21 days notice, and we file that reports they also and send them to the Ministry of Fisheries that make them look into them, make them engage the community, make them ensure say they follow all the compensation protocols them with the law say, and then they take charge. So after we be don't do that day as a Ministry of Lands, and this now inter-government agency business, we get we own role where we they play. The Ministry of Lands get the Ministry of Fisheries get their own role, environments get their own role where they play. So we get for handover, we own parts where we don't play on to the Ministry of Fisheries. And whenever the Ministry of Lands don't convey property to a particular institution or individual, now the responsibility now of that institution day or individual for take possession of that property day. How that person they want for take possession now over that property day, not to the responsibility of the Ministry of Lands again.
Now you don't explain all the steps that you say una take with the Ministry of Fisheries. When are the two ministries that were involved in all of this?
Yes.
Una go through all the necessary procedure them. We don't take you time. You explain one after the other. Why them people are still the complaints say in the words of Jonathan Mama, when are the Secretary General for the Black Johnson landowners, he said government bully them. All waiting on a been sidom and talk say then go compensate them. Nothing like that's not happen before them proceed for broken property them. Why then go make this allegation if all what you don't explain so happen?
I go find I'm very difficult for believe that claim day. Say all within the government agree through the Ministry of Fisheries with their property owners here in Black Johnson. None of that the government not do. It is not possible. Even though we as a Ministry of Lands, they directly in charge of that, but they follow the conversation because it gets something for do with lands, business, and we know for sure say the one them we get legal claims to their property the government be adequately compensates them. The one them will be say they want land, the government be make sure say they get the land them where they say they want. So for make somebody claim say the government tell them say that they can compensate them and they not compensate them, even though the Ministry of Fisheries and Marine Resources go able for give the specific details of names and amounts and things like that.
But on your part, we get to do with land. The one them we been say now land then gets and a land then wants back from the ministry as we dey talk currently. Una don't settle all them people here we been get land na Black Johnson we get confirm documents them on a cross check.
They were settled through the Ministry of Fisheries, like how they say. Anything we do with regards to that particular one day, and the Ministry of Fisheries now they take the lead. So we just they do we own work if in terms of identifying land for say okay, let people there say some people they say
yes,
they
so
want
that's how
land
they ask.
for
On
compensation.
your own part, so don't provide the land through the Ministry of Fisheries for ensure say they get them.
We have done that.
All right, Fonty,
we have done all of that.
Now we just listen quickly to a short clip of waiting Mr. Jonathan Kojomama, when at the Secretary General for the landowners then been say yesterday. In fact, for no official communication, then just hear about this Black Johnson Fish Harbour project through social media. Lord, just listen to this short clip and we'll come back to you.
We will not ever get no notification from that at all. Now, social media we see from the Minister of the then Fisheries, Emakoa, say they don't acquire 252 acres land from the Ministry of Lands na Black Johnson. We make ourselves react. We ask question. Who say we acquire this land? Nobody no answer. So we say go on social media. I think social media we see them. We say go on social media. We write. Then the response say the Chinese government don't get a grant of $55 million for make fish harbour Black Johnson.
You said from the horse's mouth. The only official communication through social media. There is a government that acquired $250 million grant from the Chinese government for make a fish harbour na Black Johnson.
Well, it actually not say the only, in say the first communication where they get, now where they the minister they announce, and that could be the time where the government be they sign the grant with the international partners there for announcing we want for do a fish harbour in Sierra Leone. But it was after the signing of that grant where we move now to the steps of engagement. So maybe that is the communication that he's talking about. But definitely the people they within a Black Johnson we get legal claims to their land today. None per them for sure. Not go tell you say they not engage them. And not to 1 term, not to 2 term, not to 3 term, not to 4 term.
Represent them way as at yesterday. They even get plans say if reach a point and go to court because according to them, una not take the right channel and procedures them for acquire the land na Black Johnson.
Well, it depends the channels and procedures we in believe say will be supposed for take, which is different from the reality when are the laws. Waiting me don't highlight to you now the provisions where the law make for compulsory acquisition of land where government wants for development purpose. And I don't highlight clearly say we follow each and every one of the one day, and also then say Adepa explain, even in terms of consultation, me are present in 3 of the consultations them where they hold now the community day. Who say the chiefs the day, the landowners the day, you be even get some one white lady we say she's an international advocate, they all be the part of their discussions the day. So it's strange to me is for Yeri say the engagements that they not be happening. However, like how they say, in terms of the actual compensation,
an agreement, and for ensure say the one the way government take the land, get the land them back. For purpose of clarity and let we just be specific, now the Ministry of Lands aware of then group of people, over 30 people are within this group where we just quote Mr. Mama when are in chair. Una aware of the landowners group there?
Well, I would not say specifically, like I tell you, not to we as a lands ministry, they take the lead in this. And we own part where we get for play, where we they deal in land issues, we know they deal with social clubs, for example. We they deal with landowners. You will get rights to the land, now you will they deal with. So they could be there, they could have their organizations or anything. I'm not dismissing that, and with all due respect to their organization. But with lands ministry, they deal in land issues. Now the one that we get stake in the land, and no club or association nor come forward say now we own property this. So naturally, I not go one for things say the ministry or the government deal with those social clubs. Waiting the ministry deal with now the people them we get the property na the place there. And Madam Mabel, the other thing also where you might not know, the first time where we go there, where we go fly drone na that community there, most of the developments them, where they demolish this so right now, they were not there. Up to the time where they get the engagements them, we get all of the drone shots there, and today we start for publish them, make people them also see that most of the people where they come forward now, during the time where all of the discussions here so they happen, in terms of una come to una property them, una land documents them, una host documents them, most of their properties here where they do so right now, they not be day 4 years ago, 3 years ago, where we go fly drone day. So it is also possible that now after all of the discussions here so don't happen, and people them will be get a property that they continue for sell, the other innocent people them, we go buy na the hand after we government or compensate the rightful owners them, the owners that they possibly go sell the other people them, and then people that they go undertake development activities without reverting to the Ministry of Lands. Because I go tell you for sure, say most of the properties that I see one of una videos there where the owner they show some new property them. Now that place the way they go demolish. And I go tell you for sure, say Ministry of Lands, when are we in charge of land management, not give permission to anybody because now we they give building permits. So if even now you get your land, you want to go construct whether a resort or anything, you for come to the ministry for make we can give you permits.
About that demolition, the area we get for do it. Then land here outside the fish harbour supposed for happen at Black Johnson. The area cover till reach na big water.
I am not sure. Now Black Johnson will be the deal with.
All right, we'll come back to you shortly. Fonty, continue for the with we.
Well, today we continue for look at the issue we get for do with the Black Eye Water community and also the Black Johnson, where demolition they go on day now. And we don't a different concern from people that we get property then at this particular area. And on the phone we get Albert Lasayo, himself being get property where they don't demolish na Black Johnson. Good morning, Albert, and welcome to the Liberty Breakfast Show.
Good morning, everybody.
All right, we get a representative from the Ministry of Lands and Country Planning. When one of the stakeholders that were involved in this demolition exercise, we also expect somebody from the Ministry of Fisheries and Marine Resources. We could join me shortly. But firstly, Udana you and Usa you property they were affected.
Well, actually, my name is Albert Lasayo. I get a place in Black Johnson. I've owned that place since 2017. Shortly after that, I started construction. So there was a time where everybody almost say they want to do something like a fish pond project. But that began for holds me for like 2 to 3 years. I don't do anything at the structure there. I begin do something. I don't even concrete. I don't put pan, but from where we don't stop for like 2 to 3 years. Wait for your from lands and marine resources. But after a while, we had to find out. Say they don't get a list of the people that were involved. I was not part of it, so I was so happy and excited. And I remember 2 years ago, I did this alone. That's it. Even in fact, now marine resources. I'll go, they show me the list of the people that were involved, so I was not there. I was so happy, so I began to continue back in the structure. For go ahead, I'm almost to the finishing part now. Hoping to say I'll be in my place next year. But the unfortunate happened.
But we just don't listen to the spokesperson from the Ministry of Lands, Abdul Fonti, we explained, say, then go through several engagements with Unawege property, then a Black Johnson. And also then write first report, second report, we advise the Ministry of Fisheries, and they don't provide the land where the Ministry of Fisheries supposed for relocate una property they affected, and also supposed for compensate una. You don't get any information from the Ministry of Land say, before we broke your property, now this land they can transfer you back for let we go give compensation, let go develop another property.
Well, as I initially say, when this thing happened, I was hoping that Lands 90 cover everything it get into this fish pond project. Now later on, I began to know say, it's the Ministry of Lands allocate a location when a land where they call Black Johnson to marine resources, when a marine resources, and then over to the whatever company if we can do a fishing project there. But we not get no information. I'm not there in person, but I get a representative where they attend every meeting where they get there. We not within at the list. When they don't make the final list of the people that were involved in the land, we are not there. Me not be the day. Me place not be the part of the waiting set. I gonna marine resources. They show me. They say, look out. Even in fact, if one of the person we are the coordinates for this, when they coordinate for compensate the people, when we go meet on Friday, we will tell them it was shock. Say they don't know anything about this. Then we don't do them findings. They don't compensate the people, so then shock where this happened. So even the man with the travel team say, he said, this is surprising me. You know the part of this project. How comes? We don't compensate the people who did it. You land not did it. Lands them, don't tell me long time say, you land not did it. We don't go do survey over and over. How comes this happen? So it was shocking to me. This is I don't know if this is the way this Africa people just do things the way tomorrow then will come because from waiting me know. Because when the demolition start, before it even start, I took live video with I don't know if not some military bosses or whatever then did it. Send an order from above. So I don't know how things operate now Africa and more especially in Sierra Leone. Because even the fact this is not eminent domain, I think there's procedures based on the laws of Sierra Leone. Say them for go. We no inform, no information, nothing. Like the people that will then be compensated and we don't depend on the initial, then be informed them, send the letter, give them everything, and go sign. Nothing. My name was not there. Would that come with them? Because so your mind tell me, say now 2 days ago they don't make a decision. Orders from above. So I don't know if in a captain or major or where did they tell me, say this now orders from above, they're not getting that for doing the work that they do. So I say that's it.
Now that they don't broke you property, waiting at the way forward, any intention for take legal action? Because yesterday we get a representative from the Black Johnson Landowners Association, when Jonathan Kojomama in say then they continue for engage, they might take legal action against the government.
Well, obviously, I did do some findings right now where I get for take legal action. Obviously, that's for sure. Because the way things was done and not done the right way. There was no information, there was no letter, no formal info, nothing. Not even knock on door. Say, listen, we can tomorrow, we can book this in a place. Nothing like that happened. So I don't know how somebody would just grab go demolish person also we don't spell over hundreds of $1,000 from someone in way. They hope say this is gonna be my waiting safe then something like that. So I just get for take legal action because at the moment I no say because me no say the wild and do the thing, it's not done the right way. It's not done correctly. If the government will reach out to it, obviously there's gonna be a legal action we will take against the government. I'm talking about myself as an individual.
So as an individual, where Fonsibi talk earlier, I make mention of stage where they be reached during the verification process for people who get documents for the land, people where perhaps after we government be don't talk to them and go sell the land, get other people and all of that. You specifically get documents them will be verified by the Ministry of Lands where they show na your property than they?
Well, everything I get, everything formal, signed by the land director, everything with property, a working permit, everything, say working permit, building permit, and everything, every taxes was paid, NRA, everything I get, everything from property.
All right, Albert, many thanks for you joining me this morning for State You Concern as one of the affected people them for the ongoing demolition where they go on now on Black Johnson. We will continue for call you for know if any legal action as you don't say you go take against the government or happen. It'll be a pleasure for talk to you this morning, Albert.
Thank you so much.
All right, well, that's now one part the people there we get property in Black Johnson as you don't hear from ma'am. according to the initial communication we get from both the ministry and that of the Ministry of Fisheries, he said they don't assure and say in not being the part of the land usai then supposed for do this fish harbour. And even yesterday again, Abdullahi, where gets the Yinka resorts, where they don't broke Kandona Bigai water, he say all the tender where they go to the Ministry of Lands and also the Ministry of Fisheries, and the assurance say in property not day among the land where government want for put this fish harbour. But all of a sudden they don't broke in property. We say all in controversy there they come out funty. Is it now from una the Ministry of Lands not put proper communication or na the Ministry of Fisheries?
One thing I go assure you for sure is that the Ministry of Lands we do all waiting we supposed for do, and they reports that they maybe in subsequent programs them, or maybe we self go take upon we self and start for publish their reports that day, so that people go see waiting be we own findings and waiting be we own recommendations them where we make as the land management ministry. However, these concerns are coming up that people they claim say they be tell they say they no they and now when demolition come they go demolish their property them. People they claim say they not be give them adequate notice as provided for by the law and all of those. I wish the Ministry of Fisheries be there for answer to their questions they do with regards to this demolition, because like I tell Una, after we don't do our own work and hand over the reports them and convey the property to the Ministry of Lands, to the Ministry of Fisheries, be the Ministry of Fisheries their own responsibility now for go take possession over the land. How exactly they go about them, I cannot tell. Now that make be the wish for make. No, well, it's not blame. I just tell you about the procedures that, for example, if the ministry convey land to you, Khadija, now you own responsibility now for take possession and protect that land there. If somebody go there now...
The Ministry of Lands, they give land to somebody.
Yes, please.
Then they even go point you. They even go and they even go point you, say, now you land this, give you documents. At some point again, then they take this same land and give somebody else, where you know they get access to the land. Almost time what you can say, let we come na the ministry, let we get a negotiation, we go put you back na other area. Me we sit down and a victim of that.
Yes.
During the former minister Dennis Sandy, he give land to journalists them.
Okay.
All of them land and they're not sure say one journalist get access to them. There's a lot of confusion with land business at the ministry.
We are dealing with those issues of the past, and some of the concerns here also where you raise, those are possibilities. But like you say, whenever the possibilities that they arise, or whenever the instances that they arise, you rightly say the ministry they dismiss them. That's not what we don't give you, and then the other person back they don't go give them, whether by mistake or by any means where they do them. We can always sit on back and look at the possibilities of compensation or relocation. So there are always those possibilities. And like how they say, now that's where the concerns here, so they come up. This is now a Combra government. And apart from the Combra government side, you get laws where they protect citizens them for their property them, whether house or land. So now that's where people they raise their concerns here. I not think saying on Facebook or radio or TV concerns they one here. You get the ministry where they in charge of land. Yankai Resorts, for example, where they claim say Ministry of Lands or Fisheries officials they be don't assure them say in your land not the insider property there, and this person back where they claim say Ministry of Fisheries be don't get that assurance there. The room is still open. The law they not lock the law. So they still for come forward.
The land them where government they take for this project. If they reach na big water, Yankai Resorts na big water ide. So now that make be ask you, we been saying no, it not reach na big water, but Yankai Resorts now
exactly
now victim because the big water.
Like as I speak for me aid right now, I cannot tell the boundaries between Black Johnson.
So the demolition, the Ministry of Lands not get any role there, or not play any role in the demolition.
We own role can only be limited, like how you say. If like you want to go demolish and you invite we say Kamba and show we usai we property stop.
Una been
the
there?
Ministry of Lands they go there for go show usai the property stop. Right. And in this instance we don't hand over all of the things that the digital records, paper records to the Ministry of Fisheries. All so right. Ministry of Fisheries clearly know usai the property
Ministry
stop.
Of Fisheries.
Let's just clear this part. The day when they go do the demolition, the Ministry of Lands been there for ensure say even though I don't get documents on the Ministry of Fisheries, but let una self see because on a map, let una know usai for start and usai for stop. Una been there.
You know what I want to do in this instance, but before this program done, maybe after this round of question, I go text the Director of Surveys and Land and he go respond to me. I don't know for sure if we be there during the demolition.
All right. Most of the questions and the issues seem for day to the Ministry of Fisheries, and fortunately for we this morning, we don't be joined by Sheku Sie, we in the acting Director of Fisheries from the Ministry of Fisheries. We can tell we the role where the Ministry of Fisheries play in all of this. And in our one party people yesterday, where the representative from the Black Johnson landowners, when Jonathan Mama say. Allegedly say na be the person wey be the talk to them directly, and even self Abdullah we get the Yankai resort say Mr. Sier be don the assurance say in land not fall inside this place. Society government want for do this fish harbor. Now a pleasure for get you, Mr. Sier. A whole lot of allegations be made yesterday against you, and we happy you accept we invitation you there this morning for clear the air. Good morning and welcome to the Liberty Breakfast Show.
Good morning, Liberty.
All right. We don't deal with these issues from yesterday. We get the affected property owner them. Yesterday, even this morning again, we talked to somebody from all the way from America, Albert Lasayo, where them broke in property. Instead say the Ministry of Marine Resources assurance say in property not fall inside this place. Abdullah Dumbuya yesterday said the assurance in property not fall inside this place. And Jonathan Kojo Mama, where they represent the landowner, then say, una not talk to them, una bully them, no compensation, nothing will happen. From the Ministry of Marine Resources, their own perspective, how all these issues begin, Mr. Sier?
First of all, I want to tell Famu they say, all them claims then, Yankai Resort or any of them, where they did not true. This is now one of the acquisitions we follow the due process. Very, very, in fact, even when the Ministry of Fisheries announced we work together with the Ministry of Lands, even when we announce for let people then submit their claims to the Black Johnson land for the fish harbor. When the deadline passed, we even extend them. This is not something we do long time engagement with the stakeholders. Then they all over the country. The issue of Black Johnson is not new. But let me go straight to the demolition and the Yankai Resort. I start with. First of all, the Yankai Resort is then at the foreshore. The foreshore na part of the harbor land. The fish harbor comprises of two areas. Then the first one, na the land area we. Now about 200 acres we government acquire on a land, the land area, landwards. About 52 acres there, now the sea area, and the sea area comprises of the foreshore and the area we then get for dredge into the whale bay. So log count to the foreshore we affect the Yankai Resort. And when Yankai or whosoever the talk say, Mr. say, we don't assure them, make them show you document who side the Ministry of Fisheries, any personnel assure them in writing that a land no fall day. I've been there with the team, we do the environmental and social impact assessment. In fact, the other land area we don't left for Yankai, we know even directly the line of the harbor, with time, I don't think it's suitable for the even did it. Then at the foreshore. Foreshore means any area after the high water mark. Any area after the high water mark, up to 150 feet, na government getter. Any land area so far towards the beach, where after the high water mark, where the water don't come up, the highest high water, where you measure 150 feet from that place to any side of the land, where they in front of the beach, or na the foreshore, na government getter. And so Yankai affected by two areas. The Way River Where when you come out from Freetown, you go by Yankai Resort, the Way River, in there at the left. Where you measure there from 150 feet, all the side and at the foreshore, Usai Yankai Building Resort, it is at the foreshore. Then you come to the Whale Bay, when are really part of the main seafront of the harbour. People always say Wataki. You not go get Wataki, you go Wataki, person can't sit down before the quay. Then at the seafront, person sit down there, oh, na get for offload cargo, you get for campus, you do so. It just stand like where you get your pallet, somebody say like can't sit down at the middle of the pallet, you lose again. When you the cancer, if you want to enter a room, you get for. So Yankai was affected by then two river systems, the Whale Bay and the Way River. And the harbour, the land of the harbour comprises of the landward side, where mainly na Black Johnson, all the landward side, the major aspect of all the area in Black Johnson. The seaward side, according to coastal hydrodynamics, enter partly into big water. That night affector. And if Mr. Dumbuya or so whosoever they tell you say, Mr. Say, if you put if na Christian or na Muslim, you put let you swear whosoever. Now me be try for save him. Now me been try for save him. To the Hajj wa go, to the Kaaba wa touch. I go the severally because na Sierra Leonean I feel sorry. Let somebody no go waste in money for make it develop a facility like where they make resort and then kind and they where go be affected. I go there. I say any side where then they make harbour na the world. Person no they go sit down at the seafront. That na the main side of the harbour. Because when they make the harbour, they get the slipway. Then you get the area there where the trawler then get for camp bath. I tell and say this place here na big trawler then get for the Kande, na the seafront. The entire seafront is going to be needed. And specifically when it don't fall, where you don't go build na the side, where fall na the line, where the Ministry of Lands work with the Ministry of Lands, the surveyor department, Mr. Rabiu, Engineer Rabiu was always with us. Even the day of the demolition, Engineer Rabiu in team. The engineer in the Liberia and some other program, but in team when are surveyors, they've been this is a highly technology kind of demarcation line display. Where they move together, I did show you the coordinates. Mr. Dumbuya was there, I was there, the military. You understand? Colonel Posoa, and I lead that team there. Been where they show Colonel Posoa where the land Bakar. From Ministry of Lands, the Surveys Department, they show Kone Posoa the line and Dumbuya the line. In fact, because of Combra, like we hear from Fonti, even that I'm not too sure that they are going to see from there. So side the portion they serve now the veranda of the resort. We still inside the line where they say, okay, the man for don't agree, they go up and down. All that no for don't happy for let they cry and crawl. I attempted to save him over 10 times. I dey go there because I know what it means for let you put money for invest. I tell and say, harbour, the science of fish harbour. You know they sit down at the seafront because that's where most of the activity they happen. They therefore do synchro lift where people then get for repair vessels there. We lost a lot of money as a country where we get over 20 trawlers who don't license the tuna vessels. They know the kind of water because we don't get fishing port. So they were affected because they were in the harbour in the harbour land, and we have an obligation as government of Sierra Leone, Ministry of Fisheries, when we signed the agreement, as I talk to you, as I talk to you, the Chinese team don't come. So the engineers are here, then we say one of the requirements are for clear the land. You have to clear the land, you have to demolish and remove obstacles within the land. They are coming to construct a fish harbour. They know they can, they meet posses done, the machine, they jump in footy and this and that. So this is what happened. Yankai was situated in the harbour land. They were informed severally and advised not to continue construction. In fact, he extended construction up to about 5 buildings. Now, an example for sure say, really Yankai was aware. The structure self will be in a dirty block. Just go paint and all that. So when the excavator go broke, I just touch and small for them. Yeah.
Now, this structure now they refer to say na dirty block.
Na dirty block. Na dirty block.
We can't talk about it.
Now, dirty block, you are just seeing so when you pull the paint panel, you wait to say, now, dirty block, so the man was aware. All these structures are in the harbour land. They're all in the harbour land, situated at the seafront, in the foreshore. This is the most important aspect of the fish harbour. A fishing port. The seafront is the most important part. We're not going to allow anybody for Sidondi. We are a serious country. Let people that don't give you $55 million just for one person in interest. We say no. Look at the way, look the way be in front there. Now you're seeing at the beach show. That's the area. Most important part of the harbour. We're not going to allow anybody for Sidondi. And we're not going to allow let $55 million go. The Chinese tell we, if you don't clear the land, goodbye. We will not implement the project. So and this now million people then, the project get for support.
Mr. Say,
yeah?
Before the demolition they take place, because according to you, say if Yankai Resorts or any other person go show documents, also you tell them say the land not a part of this, let them pull them.
A written document signed by me.
It might be a technical knockout for them. But during a conversation, because you name play a lot, according to Mr. Dumbuya yesterday, it states clearly, say you assure him, even before the demolition
I have made it simple for Mr. Dumbuya. Bring the document.
Of this.
Let Mr.
Let him bring this conversation.
First of all, let me tell you, Mr. Dumbuya.
If not documents,
Mr. Say, we not waste time on that.
Mr. Say,
it is Mr. Dumbuya's place.
Mr. Say,
the land is situated in the harbour land, and it will be clear. And any other land within the harbour land will be bulldozed
with a candy
and cleared.
Even though if documents not the bona gets conversation,
we never have any conversation. Let him.
He ever ask you if in land the part of
if
this?
Mr. Dumbuya bring a record of my voice, and say, I tell and say in harbour, in land, not inside the harbour. If he bring that one day, I go give him the entire me life. I'll give him my life.
All right, let's come to the demolition.
Let him take it.
Yeah. The people,
Mr. Dumbuya was very stubborn. Let me say this. He was very stubborn. I met him as a brother severally. In fact, I was with the ISHA, the people that way they do the ISHA studies. As a technical person, now me represent the Ministry on the Environmental, Social, Health Impact Assessment. Not only myself, several other institutions were there. The Ministry of Environment, the EPA, people. In fact, prior to even the ISHA, when the Minister of Environment, the Minister of Fisheries and Marine Resources, yeah, where they visit the harbour land, they went around the Yankai area, when a big water area. Nothing not been the day, not been bush. Nothing, no house not been the day, not been small buffer day and so forth. If you want, we go find that picture there, we show show the people there. How the place been there where government acquired the land.
We have the
after that, I can't. I be the rush land no late. I don't promise you now. I they come with a picture of the Yankai. How it been there when government acquired the land for Black Johnson, yeah, for the construction of the project. There was nothing there, and they were told just after that they then begin build. I went there severally, even while they go collect sample for let we can go to Ghana, let them go analyze for chemical content of the soil and all that. I tell them. I say, look, now net they go with the Sidon, they try for because na Sierra Leonean. It is not true. And want you for the bench on a salon, a lie. Yeah. But this, even if anybody tell and say you land not inside the fish harbour, it is not by word of mouth that people tell you that you are not. It is by the demarcation line. The demarcation line where during the day of demolition, any side where they inside the demarcation line will be demolished and it will be clear.
So
that is the issue. So it's not word of mouth.
Not only the Yankai, but all the other affected communities, them, na Black Johnson, wanna be informed the one that we get property, then say they are coming to demolish.
Of course. In fact, we had an aspect of threat assessment, threat analysis. Yeah, threat analysis. We do one with the military. We went there, the hierarchy of the military, high delegation, and engaged prior to, I think about 4 or 5 days even before the demolition. But even before that, we had a town hall meeting. Several meetings at Black Johnson, invited people, tell them, say, look, the harbour land will not allow, the government of the People's Republic of China say, Sierra Leone side, we not for clear the land, who side they can't construct the harbour because we not go carry, we don't pattern people the aid. Yeah? We not go carry, we not get side for, we move the machine then. This is a highly mechanized work. People who have studied about fishing port. It comprises of the seafront, yeah, where the sea area, outside the ship that they can, in this case the trawler, then they can bath, And also the slipway. When I decide and they will big motor car, then they work car, they go car, they offload containers, then you have gone to Deepwater Quay. Who can sit in front of the seafront at Deepwater Quay? When big cranes are going to be operating at the fish harbour, nobody will sit in front of there. Let's be serious. The government of Sierra Leone don't sign the post-state measure agreement, FAO post-state measure agreement. We talk say every country will get coastal area will want benefit from a fish. Forget fishing port. If we get a fishing port, we they get $59 million US per year for generate to government consolidated fund. Now we know they get up to $10 million. The procedure, it follows the due process. We had the law officers department. We had a whole legal council. Yeah, we had a whole legal council where the law officers department assigned to the Ministry of Fisheries, and even now they work together with we. In fact, if you be there at the country, it will come at the studio and tell Una the due process that was followed. So it followed the due process. People were informed severally. A lot of meetings and sensitizations were done. People were engaged, and even prior to the demolition, the commander where the government says, say, look, let's do threat assessment. We meet the Ministry of Environment, everybody went there. We did threat analysis. We go there. Yankai was told, others were told, everybody where they America, they get caretaker in the land. If you do America, you get caretaker. The caretaker had the honors to inform whosoever is in Germany or Spain that your land is going to be affected by the fish harbour.
Talk to Frontier, when at the Ministry of Lands, we make and clear say, when they don't go do the survey, they don't see people in them private land in this. Agreements be done they say, or they say want land and they get land back. Or they say compensation, they want cash or whatever. Government supposed forgive them. The Ministry of Fisheries, the Ministry of Fisheries, on don't ensure say all that gets documents for property them. Now that particular place they don't get the compensation and land.
We've done that. We've done that. In fact, I make with the demolish. If we not been do that, they will not go demolish.
Is it demolition?
Okay,
is it compensation?
And that's a very important question.
For letting get land.
Yankai no for nowhere. Yankai is disqualified because he didn't at the foreshore. I tell you. Let's clear this. Anybody will get documents for land where you go situate at the foreshore. Let's say you go to Ministry of Land. Ministry of Land is there to serve the entire people in the country. Today I can go to a beach. I see some area. I go to Ministry of Land. I say Ministry of Land. I want to make chalet here. They will give me a document to acquire that place. But the acquisition of the foreshore, then they make it clear to you for say this now government in Lano. Of course, all land in this country and government get her. If the USA will sit down, if government fee say Liberty TV, when I get for Command because we want to develop that place for 1 million people. Liberty TV, how many people are you serving? Liberty TV, you have to go. They will compensate you. That's the law in Sierra Leone. The Constitution says government get for the right for do compulsory acquisition. Compulsory. Even if you say no. Me na if I get buffer. Today, if government of Sierra Leone say, hey, passe, do you have that land, we want for developer, we go serve 1 million, 2 million people in Sierra Leone. I go say, yes, sir. Then go give me compensation. And so, government had the right to do compulsory acquisition of land for the benefit of more people in this country. But in this case, Yankai is not qualified to even get compensation because it's at the foreshore. All the land that were situated at the foreshore belongs to government by default. By default.
Foreshore, as you say, una been able to verify whether it gets incorrect documents from the Ministry of Lands because we all know how land business stand like na salon. Somebody go down to the ministry, they don't pay for in land, they don't get in documents. But now because government want for use the land, misunderstanding don't happen. Una clarify for ensure say in documents we get whether it gets them correctly before una to go demolish.
Yankai was told by the Ministry of Lands and the Ministry of Fisheries that his property is situated at the foreshore. Yeah, but I know one for the repeat myself. I have just said no. Because
if you get documents, una supposed to compensate, for example.
You know, when una did at the media, when you get the real thing, the cogent thing, you give seller. Yeah, you package it well. The issue of the foreshore now, one let's stick now, we're all we mind. 150 feet from the high water mark of any river body to a piece of land is owned by government.
Whether person pay for and to government or not,
I have said, I repeat, today, if I go see any sign at the beach, when at the foreshore where I don't talk in a government get me na government, you na government. I go to Ministry of Land, I go meet Fonty, go tell me to go to the survey of land. they apply, I say, I want this place here for make chalet, for make hotel business, for promote tourism. They'll give me the land. But that does not mean, and I repeat this, and I really want Liberty TV get this for the future where people then go to talk about land. One, that all land at this country in a government get her. I want to start from that first. Two, that the foreshore, all land at this country, including the foreshore, the government get her, including Liberty. Who say we sit down? Not to, now only you when government don't need that. And you na salon, and you na government, and you get her. But when government need this land and Liberty, who is situated near Lyon Preparatory School, and government don't see safe, then develop this land, it go serve 3 million, 4 million people in the country. They will ask you, please, we go compensate you. Then they compulsorily acquire the land and give support every people. So, in this case, in fact, unfortunately for Yankai, they're situated, they are affected by 2 river bodies. The Way River on the right, when you come from the Yankai Resort, from Big Water, and the Whale Bay. The Whale Bay, when you measure 150 feet from the Whale Bay, it falls where the chalet and the way don't make. And when you measure from the Way River, 150 feet, it falls there. So in fact, even the remaining area we don't left for him. If government need them, he may have to move. If the Chinese engineers tell us that he cannot be situated there, he may have to move. So he not qualify for compensation because he didn't have the function.
So na both case.
No, I did try for tell you land. Me I not can use
because it's still a crisis. It's still a crisis. This is an investment where you don't put all in life and into.
No,
at this stage where they say
he's not the only one.
They're not going for compensation.
Somebody they will get 3-story house where them broke. People then they will get 3-story building where them broke. Are you aware of that?
They all they cry.
Fine. So therefore, if you go build at the camp, if you go, no, they are not entitled. If you then at the foreshore, you are not entitled to compensation.
This conversation.
That's the idea. Okay, all right.
We
fine.
Also
we don't
get
know
a representative from the Black Johnson landowner community. They say they compensate them. They also give them site for relocate them. But we talked to the Secretary General yesterday. We say first in a bully, government bully them. They not ever give them compensation on another side for let them go back. Now they don't go broke them property, them they don't become homeless.
Okay, Becca explain this part. And this is very important to people in a salon. One thing we become very clear that anybody will get land, will government acquire through compulsory acquisition, that person they go be affected, that person they go cry, that person they not go happy. Because the provision within the law, it talk about compensation. And compensation means, say, for example, this table we sit on if I broke am. Why they compensate now? You understand what I mean? Not to exactly like the cost of the table. So in this case, the compensation not to exactly as the cost of the land, as they may want. Now, what the government get able for afford, for provide for them, reasonably, so that they cannot be worse off. That's what was provided. In this case, cash and also land to be relocated. But let's clear something about the Black Johnson community. So we all sabi. Black Johnson community, most of the land we government acquire, people that we get and they no reside there. They abroad, some are in Freetown and all that. These are lands where they don't. In fact, one of the things we qualify Black Johnson community for the construction of the harbour, in addition to the deep water where the place gets, now the fact that the place is uninhabited. Not that nobody is there, but majority of the people are not there. So unoccupied land. Over 200 acres. You go there, there is no, this is just people who can't sit down and make palm body and so forth. Those lands were lying fallow. Government want for develop there now, electricity go there, water go there, the Black Johnson people then go get hospital, schools will be there, and then the community development action plan, they see that. Yeah, that they want schools, they want community, which is recreational issues, then go want hospital and so forth, like electricity for the water, all that is going to be provided. In fact, a precondition from the project, from the Chinese government, that will make electricity available, because then therefore use light for construct. By that, automatically the community go get light. That will make water, fresh water available. Cannot to salt water, they go mix concrete with. Automatically water go there. So
the one that will be done by according to you.
And the last thing I want to say, sorry, is that Black Johnson is such that this community nowadays, where then papa there or grandpa there, we don't sell the land to people, some of them travel, they just want to acquire. The one that where they did now, where they don't born, this is just, community land system. Me grandpa, we don't sell this land. When government don't acquire this land here now, myself, somebody, they come to me, hello, you know the landlady, you know the headman, most of us, you know the headman and Black Johnson, I want 3 town lot, I want build some side, this and that. There are people who are fast to sell lands that they are connected to, even though government don't acquire, that they affect people there. People were still selling the land just because they don't see it, the harbour don't can't up. It don't take some time, because harbour not the up no more. Now preparation, the Tema port. It took some time to construct it. Marshall Port in Ghana. This is something, it's a whole engineering kind of, now infrastructure. They develop the country. Push the country before. Anything when a mega infrastructure development, and they go through a lot of process, because one build harbour today, it fail, it sink. So the people then begin sell the land. So these are the people crying to you, most of them. In fact, the day when they demolish, I was not there. We get Sao Lami was on the ground. Sao Lami is very popular. They represent the civil society. Very genuine. A day within team. In fact, it talks a Ministry of Fisheries, no worry, I go use my own finances, now they can reside. I won't forget the people that view and take into the complaints then. He's an eyewitness where he find out for, say, the chair lady within a Black Johnson, we don't begin to sell the Gabolan to people. They say, why woman can they say this place here, in fact, they can't go take me things that I can't put out to you because now you be sell this land, give me. These things can happen. I mean, myself, my grandpa left land per se, and then land and they, but anyway, me not go sell land, a family land and all that. But these are the issues,
Because you say them people, most of them people are getting land there. Some of them reside overseas, they just buy the land, they land, they not develop it.
No, not developed. The lands were unoccupied.
Now money then take buy them, now them property them. If you now want pull them, they waiting at the provision and make
for the last time, I will bring to the notice of liberty, and I want that to stick. That the Constitution of Sierra Leone provides for the government of Sierra Leone for acquire land compulsorily, by force. Let me make it simple, yes. If that land they will government don't acquire by force, if government they develop a way benefit millions of people, they will acquire it. You land what you get. If government ready for it today, they can acquire it by force, according to the Constitution. So the issue of people spending money to buy land and saying that because now I don't spend money, I don't buy land, that land they will for benefit 1 million people and not go give, does not stand here. Government has to go in front. We get for move forward. We have to develop this country. We grant picking and get for enjoy and all that.
Listen to the dictates of the Chinese for poor people, then just the man down at the pool then so.
Who listened to the dictate of the Chinese? I spoke about the Constitution. I didn't talk about Chinese. I said the Constitution of Sierra Leone provides that government can acquire land compulsorily. I don't mention anything about Chinese in this. It's Constitution of Sierra Leone.
Say then go wave goodbye if una not go clear that space.
If na me self give money, let's say passing na Chinese. I give money to Sierra Leone government. I tell una say why they come for can't build me harbour. I know one person for can't put side the machine the waka. If you not clear there, I they come. If you not clear there, they take me money.
Who the interest government?
Government seeks the interest of majority of Sierra Leoneans, and that's what government has done.
These people
not the people at Black Johnson.
They are Sierra Leoneans as well.
Now because government seek their interest, now make them compensate them, they give them money, they give them land. No, they did. They did compensate.
You sit down so now they Mr. Mama sit down yesterday where they represent the people and they say una bully them, una not give them money, una not give them
this now. Some of the people where they claim that they were not compensated are subsets of those who were representing them. And so therefore let them go to them. Let us say something. I tell you, say, Pasay Naya, Grandpa, Pamomo say, be left land. And so if me big brother they sell them, I can't today, I want them. They go tell me, say, we don't sell her now. So I careful go to them, a big brother there. Let them go to the people that we been go, we take the compensation on their behalf. That is what had happened. So if you grandpa be sell the land to the American, the man within America, I'm not going to go compensate you, Grandpa. We are looking at land documents that are verified by the Ministry of Land and the Law Officers Department. We went through due process. So that's what affected them.
Then say, then they take legal action.
The law is there for everybody in Sierra Leone.
The one that now we don't become affected, Mr.
That is, they are allowed to do it.
Buff case?
What do you mean by buff case?
The property they don't broke them now.
Me know they use the word buff case, and they use this word for the last time. anybody will get property inside the fish harbour, when a host, we situated inside the harbour. Now the boundaries there inside the harbour will be demolished and go broken because the Chinese engineers, they when they work, they no one for the jump passing foot. So we, as government of Sierra Leone, the implementation agreement say government, the first thing we want for do, we clear the land. They not talk say more give them money. They are giving us $55 million. They say clear the land, more can be labor, we'll go benefit millions of people. That is the point, and that's what we'll do, and that's what we're doing.
At this stage,
yeah.
Compensation don't pass.
We don't compensate people. We have relocated people and so forth. We don't pass that stage. We don't pass that stage. No. I no go can't put money inside me here. Everybody it depends on the extent of land we get. Now based on that, they go compensate you.
This new community where una relocate all the one they were affected. Go.
Fonty.
Black Johnson. Whose side una relocate the people? Whose side of Black Johnson? Who side and they now, and Amos government compensate them?
Well, I can't tell you, I'm not go able for like explain the specific partner Black Johnson. But if we're not ready, for go there with cameras, we'll definitely take you guys there so that we go see. And like where Mr. said they talk. When Mr. said they talk, in terms of compensation, you know they compensate people in vacuum. You only they compensate people for property where they bring in legal claims to them. So the Yankai results, for example, within the Foreshore Act, like how the experts don't talk. You get what they call the Foreshore Act. Then in a government property. And it don't mean say when a government property, they know they lease them to somebody or person or they own them at a point in time. But that person they own them, if government give you papers for a particular purpose, where go affect the foreshore. So Yankai Resorts, they tell you, for example, over the last 4 years, Ministry of Lands not give nobody paper or building permits. Now that's make people they claim say I get legal documents. We need for look the documents here so, and then we begin for talk. Ministry of Lands not give anybody building permits over the last 4 years. And like Mr. said on carry enforce with ABC. When we go there 4 years ago, we fly drone. We get drone shots of the bush the day and no, nothing no be day. Na bush. So if from that time the Ministry of Lands put stop work notice, and then 4 years later we go see property the day, how you expect say that person they go qualify for compensation where you know get documents for go bill resorts now the places the day. So like how I be say we do the reports and we on assessment. Forward them to the Ministry of Fisheries, and based on the recommendations we sent to the Ministry of Fisheries, I believe say the Ministry of Fisheries attend to. You be asking me a question, I tell you say I not get the answer off head. Where you say if the possibility not exists, say they go don't go broke property outside of the boundary of the Ministry of Fisheries. The Director of Lands and Surveys don't confirm to me say all the property that they demolish right now, they inside the fish harbour boundary. So it is correct that what Mr. said they say now the boundary where the Ministry of Lands give them now in there they operate on. And the one that will be qualified for compensation, Mr. said until we say they don't compensate them. And then the government they go ahead now. In terms of informing, this information side be don't close a long time ago. If I wait till the law provide where you want to go do demolition now 14 working days. Now you for inform the people them. So if Mr. said that we don't go through all that compensation and all of that several months or maybe by last year, I don't feel say you need for can inform somebody fresh again. Say you can demolish if you don't tell them. Say like come on that any time from now, government they can for taking property.
Right. Before we can look at messages, let's just ask Mr. Say for clarity purposes. Although specifically, you might not able for give we almost give each person, but I believe say una been do planning and budgeting. So for the compensation part of this Black Johnson, almost una been budgets where una give to the people them.
Okay, you will get that record there where you go in the Ministry of Fisheries, now the Finance Department. I don't go they pass with figures in my head. I go die quick. But what I can say is the compensation being based on the extent of land we get. Now we get 20 acre, 50 acre.
Total, now go more get the discussion and also the planning stage. This now to the budget so they give them people.
All the records are available. If you just spend 10 minutes or 5 minutes from here to the Ministry of Fisheries, you get all the records. who was compensated, how much they were compensated, how much money was allocated. If even you want to do audit, the ministry is ready for you to audit what was done and all that. Yeah. So the issue is we don't demolish. We are now clearing the land. As I talk to you, we get 2 bulldozers now for clear. This, in fact, the work is going to be, we for make the land very clear. All the bush the way they will declare and 2 bulldozers then they now, who side they don't demolish, then they don't for don't iron rod then, you know, no one let people then go and so forth, they meet them and they, so they are clearing it.
So
all then and they.
All the property they already had.
All the, anybody who gets structure inside Black Johnson within the harbour land has been demolished. All.
Anybody will stand
we not the, anybody who stand government way, you know they stand government I get this country. But if in me life now I get a government get how you go stand as somebody where they look after you. After God na government. So what would they say? There is no room for any debate. There is no room for any consultation. When well, let I tell you say, let demolition a bully. Let I tell you now, demolition in the general term where you when I make enough for wait, let the law. When they implement the law, it always appears as bully to the person affected. Because, you know, it's an issue. I don't below somebody they can't broken. You go think, sorry, I really make an appeal to them. All the people that were affected, we're sorry, Sierra Leone, Kumbra government, we really the feel and fauna, we una left Sidonte, then go broke una property there. And I really want una left hacker for government. And they do it for majority of the people, the millions of the people. So we know say when I go feel and miss yourself, somebody broke me property, even if you get right, I go feel that because I don't spend money. So me they beg them, do you let them left hacker for government. Government they do it for the entire people in the country, you know, let more people than benefit. Then self if they want to buy fish and sell, then self go buy fish and sell. But let we self get harbour. We don't sign that from 2009. Which year is 2025? We not get harbour. This is not the first time in the history of Sierra Leone we're going to get the opportunity for get a fishing port. We now they can't join other countries there. And Sierra Leone get big name na the international stage. Yeah, we president of Sierra Leone, president of ECOWAS, for example, Economic Community of West African States. This is not a big thing. Law no can look funny. Other countries they will get a coastal waters up to 200 nautical miles EEZ. We know they benefit from the which might they say for they get $59 million every year. As revenue, where they go a consolidated fund, where they go pay school fee and other things for picking them. We then they get even up to $10 million now. We want get them. We want better in a salon, why improve? That's the whole idea.
Let me take 2 messages, then we'll come back to the wrap up because time they against we. Samuel Mansaye, they say from YouTube, Mr. Sheku say really knows what he's saying. You see honesty in what he's saying.
To look at more messages. This one from us friend Kamara. It's a whole salon with all the developing partners fund that has been given to resolve land tenure disputes, yet this land reform policies is not materializing for the good of the citizens. The World Bank supported the government with 65 million grant. Additionally, the EU provided 38 million grant towards similar programs. How were the funds used? Public sector accountability concerns development to sustain.
This one from Khadija Yenina YouTube, they say dirty blocks are more environmental friendly than cement blocks. Mr. Fisherman, what's wrong with dirty blocks?
All right, to look at more messages. This one from Lamin Lansana, I say the level of criminality in the lands ministry is deeply troubling. It's no surprise that individuals will abandon the system. When institutions becoming breeding grounds for corruption, they attract those looking for exploit system.
David Thorley, they say if the Ministry of Lands can give land anywhere, anyhow, then they need to consider their credibility because this entire problem go back to the lands because these people own their land legally.
All right, to look at small messages. Senge PSA, one sympathy no day for the people.
This one is the Ministry of Lands really need to be reconstructed properly on how they should give land to people. How Ministry of Lands, Tourism and Ministry of Fisheries are they connected giving lands if?
All right, small messages. This one from John Manny. It say we want bring politics inside. We know say most people on a Black Johnson no go vote.
This one they say if you are saying nobody can try government, that after God is government, then the government should know that they are governments because of the citizens.
Right. A lot of messages. The final I go look at is say the Ministry of Lands need to reconstruct properly on how they should give lands to people. How Ministry of Lands, Tourism and Ministry of Fisheries are connected in giving lands. That question where they ask.
All right, quickly because of time, from the messages they know they can't hold two studio guests, then Fonty from the Ministry of Lands and Mr. Say from the Ministry of Fisheries. Quickly, Fonty, yes, what you go left with people that now don't become affected?
Yeah, what thing I just want to say finally is that in terms of what the law say, the Public Lands Act, when it comes to demolition of somebody we get property, usai na government land where you not get any business for the day. The law make provision say you will get the property, now you supposed for bear the cost of demolition. So all of these that the government is doing for go demolish on behalf of their people there. Most of their property there will not be get any business there at all. Now then supposed for demolition. And the law make further provision. Say in case the person resist, say let them not demolishing property na side way in get business for day. In say where the government they come, waiting there they call bulldoze right now. So where the government they come for can demolish that property there. You the person will get the property, now you supposed for pay that bulldozer. But the government's not look into all the other parts that the government is bearing all of those costs. So like how Mr. said talk, nobody no want for fend himself in that situation they decided they demolish your property. But again, when you talk about your hard-earned resources, your life savings, I'm not going for go put me life savings na property we are not sure about. So we just want for make members of the public look at this and learn from that. That when it comes to land business, not to patch granite business. You know, they just go, they go point you land, and then you go begin build there. You know, they go, you see foreshore, and then you go construct there, where governments not give you permission for construct there. So we hope, say, people, they go learn from that, and go, they come through the Ministry of Lands in terms of land management issues, make them therefore deal with individuals, and then at the end of the day, they come and can blame the Ministry of Lands. Like how Mr. said, they say, most of their people there, so we don't compensate. Now, the one them, we get paper to the land. So if when I get a big family and then the one way all the paper in the family, when I get the power of attorney, they'll come forward and we don't compensate them. If other family member they grumble, let them go to the one way get the paper and go ask proper questions before they begin blame the government, say government not compensate we. Government compensation, or they go check how many people within the family. They check by documents and the quantity of land or the property where you get, now so that they consider the compensation. So, and the compensation where the law make provision for, now reasonable compensation. You know, even say adequate compensation. It's reasonable for the government see to the strain of the people them and then compensates them. Thank you.
Mr. Say, so now for the one them way, as at yesterday way we get here, we be the call you name in the middle of all of this. Waiting, you go advise them people here for do now because according to them, they want for the government compensate them or give them side for go because especially the one the way we don't get investments in other parts. Waiting a message to them.
I will tell them first of all sorry, where they affected, and that I really feel pity that they don't spend money and they don't broke them property. And that, okay, government Nakumbra, they ask for compensation even though they know a time to. So, nothing no wrong for ask for anything, just like when they ask. So the only thing I go say, government no get money now for compensate. We don't do compensation. And like the Ministry of Lands, brother, don't say Fonty. If anybody feels the one we go claim say na ain't get that land, na in have been the legitimate owner and I make him building be still at the place. Now I make the law the country now for everybody. Let's still go and tell we say, oh, that person did that mean grandpa or that person will be said that land to not to get out this and that. It's all about document verification. The land document, the Ministry of Lands, they verify and we get the legal person, Isaac Yusuf, within law officers, when at the legal council, we government put na then be the work with Ministry of Lands for deal with the land qualification and would that qualify and all that. But of course, the Ministry of Fisheries, they say sorry, to anybody who affected, because now brother and sister there. But do ya with the big day, let the left hacker for government, one for develop that place there for make fishing port, so that over millions of people could benefit, and we will get more money from the fisheries, we will benefit Salon government, education-wise, medical issues, and all the things that we government need for go before. So now that I go say, yeah. So that yeah.
We join with this morning for Kangiwi, the perspective of the Ministry of Fisheries and Marine Resources. We will continue for follow-up with you when necessary on how the projects they go on now as soon as they try for clear the area for commence work. Many thanks also, Fonty. We join with for Kangiwi the perspective and the role where the Ministry of Land play in all of these issues. It'll be a pleasure for get to at the studio this morning. Many thanks to reviewers them. Musa Saukoma, Dennis Kamara and Samuel Thomas, and then give support to the production team for let this edition of the Liberty Breakfast Show meet you this morning. Continue for watch Liberty TV throughout the day as we get interesting conversation that will bring Canton about different issues that will happen all over the country. Mina Khadija Bangura, they say have a blessed day.
All right, until we meet again, Mabel Kabade say get a good day and goodbye. Thank you.
Develop city, then clean, all clean city, develop.
This is Yvonne Akisoya, Mayor of Freetown, and today I want to talk to Freetonians about sanitation. We objective, transform Freetown, transforming lives. We not go able to achieve them if we all not join hands. Freetown City Council get role, but every Freetonian also get responsibility. Let we start first with the fact say FCC with the sweep 110 major streets every single morning from Monday to Saturday. But when we don't sweep the streets, if Freetonians then come and they continue for heap dirty in the street, in order to make the place look fine. Now make we get them litter bins them. The yellow bins we wanna go see around. So when you waka, you drink from your water bottle, your water plastic, you eat your packets on tin, not even a ground where you don't. Make sure say you put on one of them bins then they. That litter bin they, in order for you host dirty. You know mean say if you pack you host dirty, you can pin her next to the bins them. Not to the idea that. Not give you host dirty to the one where the Allah say clean salon. No say that dirty way they collect now you host. In order for Karango, now the one of the two official sites. In order Karango Kisi Bome, in order Karango King Tom Bome. It turns so it left on a ground. And now we council get a problem, but you self get a problem because now front somebody else in Domot, your own dirty don't end up. So wait you for do with you host dirty. We get the one then a council where we don't certify. So then approved waste providers. Then they on tricycles, some of them they in a vehicle. You will get host, you will get business, you in a hospital, institution. Everybody for make sure say they waste collected by an approved FCC waste collector. We get the tricycle groups, we get the companies. So you go see them around. We engage with them on a regular basis. And what do we go do now as we come into this new year? Now for make sure say FCC stand behind them. For you, for no side and day, and for let them self go to you, so that we no go get that gap. When you eat dirty in a gutter, it end up na Lumley Beach, Toke Beach, all the tourism ambition where we get for the city, we lost that potential there. FCC, they spend boku money pan dirty business, the fuel, the labor, the vehicle maintenance, the spare parts, the night operations. The illegal dump site clearing where we get for the do every now and then. All that boku money. I'm not going to say we're not going to spend anything, but we're going to reduce some. If Freetonians then do the right thing. Because we not going to get for go clear illegal dump sites. we not gonna get for sweep as many streets and spend as long. So if we reduce that money we spend now on dirty business, we go able put some on development. We all want for improving municipal schools. We want improve the markets them. We want for let we see new developments at the city. That money we use for dirty business. You and while we all make up we mind. Pay.
You are watching Liberty Breakfast Show on Liberty Online TV.